Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in all energies of light of the East. Calling in the rising sun to conceive new ideas, to be born into this world. And calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in eagle and condor, so we may rise to the highest heights, bringing in the wisdom from the spiritual world down with pure clarity and courage, down into the darkest depths of canyon, embracing the darkest depths of the shadow self, only to rise up through the depths of the canyons into the light with clear purpose and wisdom as co-creators of this world, calling in all energies of light from the East. Ho! Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in all energies of light from the South. Calling in the noonday sun. When we have reached adolescence and our vitality is at its height, we may take the projects that we conceived and birthed into this world, and with pure energetic action, bring them into fruition, calling you in, calling in the snake energy, so we may move through all limitations with ease and effortlessness as snake moves through the ground, through the trees, even through water. And also knowing that when we've expanded, allowing us to shed our skins of old patterns and belief systems that no longer serve us, as snake sheds its skin. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in the sacred clown, coyote, so we may move through all limitations and obstacles in life, finding the solutions with quick wit, and have the resilience, and know that no matter how much we build, we may laugh at it, because when we hear your cry, coyote, we know that nature will always prevail. Calling in all energies of light of the South, ho! Calling in, calling in, calling in all energies of light from the West. As the sun hits midday, we may reap what we have sowed and enjoy the fruits of our labor as we enjoy the maturity of life, sharing it with family and loved ones, and also calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in bear, bringing in the ability to enjoy the salmons of the stream, the meat of the earth, the berries of the land, so you may enjoy the abundance of the earth, and also knowing when to turn inward, to be able to reflect to the deep areas inside, healing, renewing, restoring, as bear hibernates, only to be reborn in the spring. Calling in, calling in, calling in all energies of the West of light. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in all energies of light of the North. Calling you in as the sun sets and we return back into source as our hair turns gray, as we remember where we came from. We call in all elders and ancestors of light, calling you in so we may know and understand all the thousands of steps that you have walked before us. Allow the wisdom of that knowledge to flow through our veins, allowing us to remember where we came from, allowing all of that ancestral wisdom to ignite and illuminate all the cells in our bodies, remembering all the wisdom of the ancient ones. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in white buffalo. We call you in, allowing us to have the stamina to walk in between this world and the next. White buffalo, allow us to embrace Mother Earth and integrate all of the wisdom to carry on to the next life. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in hummingbird, the wind of the north. We perceive all our experiences as an epic, magnificent journey. Hummingbird, guide us on a soul journey, tasting the sweet nectar of life, embracing love, harmony, beauty, and joy in every aspect of our flight, and allow us to have the infinite energy and power, no matter how small we feel and how dim our light shines. We know your power is far beyond your size, allowing us to shine bright for the good of all. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in all energies of light from the north. Ho! Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in all energies of light from above. Calling in Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, great star nation of light, ascended masters of light. We ask you now to come in, descend upon this world, merging heaven and earth, allowing all the infinite wisdom of the unified field source to come in through our crown chakras, into our third eye, clearing our throat chakras to speak our truth, igniting the unconditional love in our hearts, allowing the sun's energy to fill us up with power, centered and truth, allowing all of your wisdom and light and knowledge to come and fulfill our creativity with infinite ideas and inspiration, conceiving them into this world, allowing you to come and merge with Mother Earth through our root chakra, so we may remember the guidance, protection, and nurturing, and also why we are here. All energies from above, we ask you to descend now, to allow us the most magnified energies for all of our intentions. Calling in, calling in, calling in all energies of light from above. Whole. Calling in, calling in, calling in, calling in. Calling in Mother Earth, Pachamama Mother Gaia, Planet Terra. We call you in. Out of the trillions of stars and multiverses, we chose you, and you chose us. Allow us to remember remember why we came. Connect us back into our internal guidance system. Remember, allowing us to remember how to be co-creators in pure harmony with you. And we give you the deepest gratitude for the four-legged, the two-legged, the finned, the furred, and the feathered, the mountains, the oceans, the wind, the cloud people, the trees, the rock and minerals, all that you have given us. We cherish. Allow us to remember why we are here, to fulfill our purpose, and also give us the guidance, protection, and safety to live a life of pure harmony with you in total peace. Calling in all energies from Mother Earth, whole. Now calling in the last direction in our hearts connected to Great Spirit. We connect to this direction in pure silence.